Before civilization, before cities, before history itself, there was a beginning, a time when our kind was just one among many, fragile, curious, and unknown. This is the story of the first humans, how they left the cradle of Africa and walked into the vast, unforgiving world, a journey that would change the planet forever. 2 million years ago, deep in the heart of Africa, a new creature emerged, Homo habilis. They were tool makers, thinkers, survivors, but they were not yet us. Over time, evolution sculpted their descendants, Homo erectus, taller, stronger, smarter. They mastered fire, crafted tools, and learned to hunt in packs. Their footprints mark the dawn of human ambition, a spark that would never fade. Around 70,000 years ago, a small group of humans, perhaps just a few hundred, made a daring move. They crossed the narrow sea between Africa and Arabia. Stepping into the unknown. They didn't know what lay ahead, but instinct, hunger, and curiosity drove them forward. Through the Arabian Peninsula, across deserts and mountains, they spread slowly. Generation by generation. Carrying their fire and their dreams. Monsters of muscle and fangs stalked the night, yet humanity refused to yield. Together they hunted, learned, and conquered, for survival was no longer chance. In shadowed forests, they met their kin, not foes, but mirrors of their own kind. Around a shared fire, two species became one story, the family of humankind. They crossed mountains and rivers, spreading across the face of the earth. They painted their memories on stone, stories echoing through 40,000 years. In Europe and Asia, they were not alone. Other humans had already made their homes here, the Neanderthals and Denisovans. At first, they clashed, rival tribes of different kinds. But over time, they shared something far more powerful: blood. We carry their DNA even now, silent echoes of ancient unions, proof that our story was never solitary. Together, these species shape the human mosaic that lives on in all of us today, from Africa to Asia, from Europe to Australia. Humanity spread like fire through dry grass. By 40,000 years ago, humans reached new frontiers, crafting art, language, and belief on cave walls, they painted their souls. In songs, they remembered their ancestors. And with every sunrise, they grew less like animals and more like us. By 10,000 years ago, our ancestors had conquered the wilderness. They learned to plant seeds, to tame animals, to build the first villages. Their hands shaped clay and culture, creating beauty from the dust beneath their feet. Every sunset carried their hopes forward, a promise that we still keep today. The wanderers became settlers. The story of humanity entered a new chapter, one written in stone, clay, and memory. But it all began with a single step out of Africa into the unknown. Every human alive today carries the legacy of that journey, written in our blood and bones. We are all travelers, descendants of those who dared to leave their home and chase the horizon. And even now, tens of thousands of years later, we are still walking into the unknown. What you've just seen is only a glimpse, a brief journey through the dawn of humanity. From the plains of Africa to the far corners of the earth, the story of our beginnings is far greater, far deeper than a short film can tell. Every footprint we left behind, every fire we lit, carried us further into the unknown. We crossed deserts, rivers, and oceans, not just to survive, but to discover who we are. And in that search, we became something extraordinary, human. We kept this story short, so it's easier to understand. A quick window into a much longer journey through time. But the full story is far from over. The complete documentary will uncover every chapter, from our ancient ancestors to the rise of civilizations, in breathtaking cinematic detail. So, if you've enjoyed this glimpse into our origins, make sure to subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll be among the first to witness the full epic, The First Humans, out of Africa and into the unknown, when it premieres right here. Because the story of us deserves to be seen, remembered, and shared.